this is our kind of our bypass. If we have really high flows, we can set, you can see that little gate down here. We can raise that gate up and let some of it come through here. And then this is just a manual bar screen. You can see it. This keeps your heavier chunks of wood and rock and whatever from getting into your Twist-to-Grit system. If you're going to find jewelry or money or dog toys or anything, this is probably where you're going to find it. And you can see the auger moves the rags and human waste and whatever else it can catch, all the way up and drops it in the dumpster. Fairly simple system, but it really seems to work pretty well. We would like to get a new one, but we have to wait. We're at the whim of the city.
And how many millions of gallons come in here?
It really depends on what's happening. High rains, it can jump up to 3.5, even 4 million really fast. We have a lot of I&I coming in here, so when it happens fast. We also in this area have a problem with acid rain. So we'll notice that sometimes we have trouble keeping our pHs above 6, and that's why we will dose, or we will buffer our effluent. This is part of our Twist-to-Grit system. You can see where we have a vortex happening down here. What it does is it collects all of the water that comes in after it's been screened. Then down at the bottom there's a collector, and your rocks, pebbles, anything heavier than the water that will sink will go down here, and then it comes to this pipe. This cyclonic action will go into this part of our Twist-to-Grit. Comes down off the bottom. We have a screw that runs all the way through and carries that grit all the way up. You can actually see it, some of it right here on the edge of the augers. And it'll carry all of that up into that little collector there and into the dumpster. And I have seen this frozen solid. As a matter of fact, it took about 2 days to bust it loose last time it froze solid. So during the winter, especially if we have below 30-degree temperatures, we have to keep this running all the time in hand. And these are, these are our samplers.
Oh, okay.
We run two 24-hour composites. It takes the sample. We have one on the effluent and one on the influent. We take a 24-hour sample, goes into there, and then we run a TSS and DOD off of that. The temperature in these stay around 1 to 3 degrees Celsius.
Film school, when I was like, I want to make videos. And I realized there's no money in the auger.
So those little pellets are just solidified fat.
Oh, okay. Cigarette butts.
Oh, yeah.
Applicators. Flush safe. Cleaning. Wipes.
Wow. But you can see where the rag situation really is bad.
Yeah, yeah, you think that.
These are your aerobic basins?
Oh, okay, great.
Or, yeah.
So
Those are
aeration?
aeration basins. The first two over here are your zones where the ammonia in the water meets its, gets its oxygen. We bring it over here, that's nitrosomonas begins its action. We bring it over to these last two small basins, that's where we let them sit. No air, it's an anoxic zone. That's where nitrobacter starts creating the situation where it strips the nitrogen from the water. So it goes, you got your ammonia, and you go, turns that to nitrate, then you go to the next section here, goes to nitrate, and from nitrate you get oxygen and nitrogen gas. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I hope it's down to about a year and a half.
Might be able to go just to cover that. You gotta get some splatter on the lens.
See, right now we have quite a difference in this basin here is 0.52, this basin over here is 2.92. I'm going to have to, 2.90. I'm going to have to readjust the air supply and try to build this up.
Are you using coarse bubble diffusers?
Yeah, we have coarse bubble. temperature. And you know, you need about, say, 1 milligram per liter air to get your BNR to work. I'm thinking you probably have 6 headers. The 6 headers run off all the way across your basin, and that's where your diffusers let the air go into the system. Now, some plants have mixed splitters, mixed liquor splitters, or they call it a splitter box. This is kind of our version of it. This channel goes, and it's gravity fed to clarifier 1. And this is clarifier 2. Over here is a utility vault. Your diaphragm gets in here. The sewage comes in through your elbow. It will stay on one side. As your air pressure increases, it will flex this back, and it will pump. One stroke is about 3.5 gallons, ballpark, maybe 3.65, something like that. Just got this one working again. And you know, this is the rams and was, I figure. Okay, these are our was pumps. The pumps, the sludge from the clarifier, on the clarifier, to our wash, which is our version of digestion. These are your gas pumps. Okay, I'm going to say about 400 gallons. And these, during the summer, we run chlorine. We send our effluent to Isley Nursery. So only during the summer do we chlorinate. The rest of the year we are in UV. Right now, and they're clogged. You'll notice that when you guys get into the business, you're going to find that those flushable wipes will kill you. They're gonna. So you see that blob of rags right there?
Yeah.
That has been the bane of wastewater systems ever since they came out. I probably clean 200 pounds of those out every other day, and I could do it every day if I had the time. Okay, that's your beach. Those are your scum troughs. In a perfect world, these are also gravity fed. Your scum trough is going to pick up the fog, the fat, grease, oil, and zooglio film that floats across the top of the clarifier. It's raked over to your beach. Then it's going to come down here. Here. This is our scum vault. I have this set up manually. I'll show you how we pump it. You see, today is my day to clean these up. These are your RAS tubes.
There must be secondaries. These are your secondaries.
Yes, we don't have primaries since we do not make them. What's happening is there's a flow of water that comes up, and they just flow out of these tubes. There's a slot right underneath the water level, and if this is cleaned out, you can see. You'll see the turbulence from the water flowing out of them.
Is it very much to clean them out?
Yeah, it's kind of a pain, but it's something you have to do.
Right.
What's the dimensions on this clarifier? Good question. What would you think? About 35, 40 feet? But it's about 20, 25 feet deep. A lot deeper than it looks. The closer we get to summer, the more trouble we have with algae. I'm seeing a little bit of ashing right now. And This is common actually to see some of these solids collect. Got to clean the launders. All of the weirs have to be cleaned up. The biggest thing is actually to clean along this wall.
It's water.
Because the algae will actually start growing about 2 or 3 feet down. So if you just cursorily hit it, it'll be back the next day. So it takes quite a bit of water pressure and time to get all this cleaned out.
Do you just pressure wash it off and you use water?
No, we just use pressure washing. Or actually just hose. We have good hose pressure here. Our process water pumps are pretty.
How long does it take you usually to clean it?
Oh, I can do it. I can do both of them in about an hour and a half to 2. It really depends how
Is that
much.
because you're highly skilled, or?
Yeah, just because I've had a lot of practice at it. I wouldn't call it highly skilled.
I don't know. Looks like a lot of skill.
Wasn't lots of practice, Mike.
Right, exactly, yeah.
So you can see what happens is your fog, your fats, your oil, and grease is brought up to your center well there, and then it starts flowing out those side tubes into the second ring, and then it just slowly works its way out into here where it's picked up by your rake and sent to your scum trough. But I'm usually on, you have to keep that thing unplugged. Right now this is looking good. I've seen it where you'd actually had foam coming up over the top of both rings and flowing out into the center here. So we started using what's called drylet fog. It's kind of a supercharged bacteria, and it helps keep our foam under control. We started using it now. We mix it with hot water and administer it right in at the influent channel here that's leading into the anoxic zone. During the summer, we'll put it in at your at the headworks, but it's temperature sensitive. So we found that we were just wasting and stuff. I don't know. It's ridiculously expensive, $500 a bucket, something like that. So we're mixing it with hot water. We put a scoop of it in a day, and you can see it's really helped quite a bit with our foam problem. And it will, as summer, or we get further into the year and temperatures warm up, it'll become even more effective. During the summer, a lot of times you won't even see any foam in this at all. These are just flow charts. This is your UV. And your intensity right now is 502.6, and your UV dose is 327.67. So that's about where we like to see it. We can go as low as 100, but by the time, if we get down to 100, either you got some really nasty stuff going through your UV channel, or you've lost some bulbs. And usually the first thing I look at is, did I blow out some UV bulbs?
Can you see on your SCADA system individual bulbs that are out?
This tells you, this is bank 1B. So you can see we have one bulb out. We're getting our fault notes right there. With one bulb out, we're not really worrying about it at this point.
Now we have 2 waste pumps. Those waste pumps are off the bottom of the filters. And then we have our effluent pumps. We have 2 EQ pumps. They're to stabilize our flow, so we make reduction. In order to go to the waters of the state, you have to have a dilution factor. Our dilution factor here is 10 to 1. Normally we're around 15 to 22 to 1.
So that's what 10 to 1 for the state, according to what they require.
Minimum requirements, yes.
Minimum. But you guys are at 15.
15 to 22, that's correct. And that's the bad part of the permits, because I get a creek reading today, but not going to get my flow reading until tomorrow.
A lot of variance.
Yeah. So if there was an act of God tonight, I could
You
be
could
in
have
trouble.
serious
I could
dilution.
be seriously in trouble. Now, for our reclaimed portion, we have 3 reclaimed water pumps that go to Ivory's nursery. They run 750 gallons per minute for a total of 3,255,000 gallons a day. That's why we only run them in the summer.
Wow. That's to the nursery, so 750. And they all 3 run during the summer?
Sometimes. They'll trail each other.
Okay.
It's all in the programming. Most of the time we're only running 1.
Yeah.
The other 2 were just to augment. You know, if we ever have a rain event or whatever, the flows in the plant will actually pick up. So the pumps will respond accordingly.
So from here,
This is it.
this is it.
It's a very small plant.
Yeah. It's nice.
Yeah. We're rated, average dry wet weather flow, the maximum we can handle is 1.85 million as per design. I've had over 8 million going through the plant. No, not
How's that for infiltration?
We don't have an eye problem, that's what I've been told.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get told that when it goes from 45 million to 90.
Alright, this is in a filtering state right now, and again, the thing is clean and named filters, that's why it looks so bad. So, what you're getting off is your out of your laundry, coming over here, going to the bath, and right there, now the water you see that's coming out is actually coming off the bottom. So those have to be cleaned out periodically. Comes over here, runs through its cleaning phase, and you can see where it's coming out. Yeah. Okay, so you got post filter comes out over these here, in here. Your process water pumps that gives you water for all of the processes in the plant. Your hoses, sprayers on the clarifiers, anything that uses water in the plant. These 2 pumps provide it. These are what pump your reclaimed water to Ivory after it's been chlorinated. Okay, we watched 2 systems from here. This is the SCADA for this plant. There's blowers. And there's your RAS. There's WAS. 6,000. That seems kind of low. Now this is your water plant. So we cannot control the water plant from here, but we can monitor it. So these are your remote sites. It's a transfer station. Now this is the part of the new system that we have that we're now getting water from Bull Run.
Oh.
And this just came online. And then you have
Is it actually from the reservoir or is it from the river?
this one, the reservoir.
Oh. Do you have to go through Portland to... Do you buy it from Portland and then...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then this is just an example or a basic idea of, you can tell what this is Terrafern. We have Terrafern, Sandercock, and Vista Loop reservoirs. Our water plant feeds Terrafern from here. So this set of pumps will go to Sandercock, and from Sandercock it's well, actually from here to Sandercock to Vista Loop are all gravity. So there's no pump stations in between. And then these will show you which pumps are active, and right now, as you can see, we're not running any pumps.
Where's the water treatment plant at?
The water treatment plant is about between here and government camp
Oh, okay.
on 26.
Yeah.
And here's our lab. This is our Miffler. We do our E. coli's. And then this is just our general oven. That's what his name for. Excuse me for not remembering. That we dry our samples for like our process labs and our precision labs.
Get out and find.
We have our scale.
Don't forget you still got this here.
This is just a magnetic mixer for when we're doing pHs. This is your sealer for your quantitrays. You take your total coliform or E. coli, you put it in a quantitray, set it in here, turn this on, feed that in, power feeds it through, and it heat seals it. Then it goes into this oven for 24 hours. And then you have your black light,
Black light.
so you can, when you're doing your E. coli, you can see
The glow.
yeah,